It's Eagles. It's Packers. It's the NFL Wild Card Weekend. It gets started tomorrow, and I'm all excited. We're going to break down all things Eagles, Packers today, plus the rest of the weekend slate of games, any Sixers stuff that may come up, Philly stuff, whatever it may be. And we got the dope of the week. There's a dope this week that we got to talk about. Guys, Trending the AM, we're live in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 pop the julep. Pop, 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 pop the julep. Pop, 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 pop the julep. Pop, 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 pop. Woo!
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. Guys, we are live on YouTube and on Twitter, so make sure you do me that favor. Please smash that like button and subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to the number one, newest, and fastest growing sports channel here in Philadelphia, the STT Sports Network. Please like, subscribe, share. Do it all, guys. Please help us grow that algo and help us grow this channel as we continue to, do what we got to do, which is take over the Philadelphia Sports Morning Waves. Because let me tell you something, there's some bad over-the-air content going on out there. So let's make this the place everybody comes, guys. I'm Phil Stiefel, your host, found on all social media platforms at Bearded Knowledge. And we got lots to talk about today. Eagles, Packers, it's 2 days away. So let's get into the preview of that. We got the rest of the NFL slate. Yes, we also can hear some jokes about Payto State, coming up short again last night. Value Friday, yeah. Sorry about yesterday, guys. Had some late last-second orders at the pizza shop. Big catering orders yesterday morning. Could not avoid it. My bad. Sorry. Good morning to you, Duck. Hope you are well today. Hope you're glad that Penn State lost Payto State. Yeah, look, I turned it on for 2 seconds, turned it right off. I was busy, K1, watching first round Sony Open last night. Hawaii golf is great because it's primetime golf. And I was sweating a first round leader bet that I had made. Nick Taylor, who bogeyed 18, which cost me $178. But that's beside the point. I didn't really care one iota about Penn State versus Notre Dame. A bunch of fake Penn State fans, a bunch of fake Notre Dame fans in the Delaware Valley. I could care less about that game. Could care less. So we're here to talk Eagles. We're here to talk Packers. That's what really matters. Penn State's. Look, my life got so much better when I realized 5-10 years ago, I don't know why I'm a Penn State fan. I have no reason to be a Penn State fan. Why am I a Penn State fan? As soon as I said that, my life got so much more stressless thinking about sports. Spike Eston's take on Hurts has things to prove this postseason. Every player has something to prove in the postseason. That's not my dope of the week. Well, it's my dope of the week, but for a different reason. We'll get that to later. I find it funny that people think, and he's back. Jalen Hurts is back. He practiced limited Wednesday. We would have talked about that yesterday. He practiced in full yesterday. Jalen Hurts will play on Sunday for the Philadelphia Eagles, barring something crazy happening. But this take that Jalen Hurts has more to prove this postseason than Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and stuff. It's a load of hocus pocus BS. The narrative they wanted to push on the radio was who should be the backup, or should the backup take over for Jalen Hurts? Well, now Jalen Hurts is playing. So we're going to find a new negative narrative to discuss that Jalen Hurts has to prove something. Jalen Hurts, there's 14 teams in the playoffs right now. Obviously, the Lions and the Chiefs are on the bye. That's that. You look at the games this weekend, the quarterbacks that are playing this weekend. Justin Herbert hasn't won a damn thing in the playoffs. C.J. Stroud's in his second year. Russell Wilson, all right, I'll give him something. 20 years ago, he was really good. Lamar Jackson's never gotten anywhere. Bo Nix is a rookie. Josh Allen's come up short. Jordan Love, is in his second year as a starter. Rookie Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford. Out of all those quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts has got the least to prove outside of a few. But yet Jalen Hurts has to prove something compared to the two other quarterbacks that have never won a thing. And it blows my mind that we still got to push that style and narrative to the fan base. And we'll get into WWWIP later in the show. But I don't think Jalen Hurts has to prove anything. Now, Jalen Hurts might feel he has to shut the critics up. But I said this months ago on this show, that Jalen Hurts could go out there and win the freaking Super Bowl this year. And the narrative would still be, well, it was because of the defense or Saquon Barkley, or he's got great wide receivers or whatnot. The narrative won't be that Jalen Hurts did anything. It would have been the complementary pieces that did everything. And that's just the way it's going to be throughout his tenure as the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. I have no reason. Yeah, I don't know why I was forced to be a Penn Stater. I never went there. Nobody in my family ever went there. There are tens of takes on the Eagles. Is Hurts fully recovered? Will the defense hold up with the much improved Packers offense? Are we going to be run heavy? Yeah, there's so many things you could do. There are so many things and angles you could take on this game. But certain people, and, the Crossing Broad take, they do their ratings war. The ratings are higher than ever for WWWIP. Higher than ever. But yet, they keep coming out with these same boring, lazy takes, and people keep tuning in for them. So I guess if the wheel's not broken, I get why WIP puts these stupid narratives out there. But it doesn't make any sense. And I would like to address these. Is Hurts fully recovered? We won't find out until he takes that first hit. Will the defense hold up against the improved Packers offense? I think the Eagles defense has improved more than the Packers offense. Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Cooper DeJean Duck weren't where they are back in week 1 when we played them. Are we going to have a run-heavy game? We should. Are they going to protect Hurts? We'll find out. I think all your questions are great questions to have about this game. Those are a few, and I just thought that, yeah, exactly. You could bring up A.J. Brown. Oh, there it is. There's the next comment. What's with A.J. Brown's knee? Now, I know Eagles Nation freaked out on social media yesterday when it was reported that he wasn't at practice. But let's be honest, A.J. Brown's had a knee issue since the Pittsburgh Steelers game. He's been maintenance since then. He's missed practices since then. This is not anything new. Yes, it's something to monitor A.J. Brown's knee, but I think they're just being cautious during the week, during practice, with that knee, making sure it's as close to 100% as it can be for the playoff games. Now, he has had knee issues in the past, possibly why the Titans gave up on him. He's missed playoff games for the Eagles before because of knee issues, but A.J. Brown is being maintained. Now, it's something you're always going to have to worry about at this point of the season. Will he play or not? Will he be healthy or not? But all reports coming out of the beat reporters in Philly Nooms is that A.J. Brown is fine. He is just being maintained yesterday to keep that knee rested. What's up, Mitchie Pooh? Good morning to you. Greetings and salutations. Hurts will be much more loved after his Philly career than when he's an active player. That is so true. That happens with so many athletes in Philadelphia. I remind everyone it took a while for us to love Schmidt. I love Schmidt I love Schmidt more as a player than I did, post-playing career, but that's another subject. He was my favorite player growing up. I wanted to be a third baseman just like Mike Schmidt. I wanted to barehand the ball and fire it to first so badly at the vet, but when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know if it's improved or not. I think everyone complains about Jalen Hurts' inconsistencies. Well, Jordan Love can throw for 400 yards, but he can also drop a couple interceptions and fall short. The loss of Christian Watson, while he only had 29 catches on the year, is a big loss for the Packers offense. He's that stretch the field. You have to keep a safety deep just in case for him. So it's a big loss on Watson. So I have no fear about stopping the Green Bay Packers offense enough so that we can win the game. Now, will we stop them? Will we stop them completely? No, but they'll score, sure. But I still think our defense is so much more improved. Just think about it. Nolan Smith has broken out this year, but he didn't break out week 1. Nakobe Dean was still settling in as a starting linebacker, and now he's got over 120 tackles. Cooper DeJean didn't see the field till week 6. So, remember, Avonte Maddox was the one covering the slot week 1. Just remember that. The Eagles' defense is in such a different place now than it was in week one that I don't know if the Packers are prepared for what they're about to face. Don't ask Spike what's the strategy against 12 personnel on passing downs. Yeah, no, don't ask Spike anything. Packers without Watson are average offensive best. It's crazy that one wide receiver with 29 catches can be such a focal point to a team. But he is. And it's such an important part of it. Can Hurts more integrate Dotson and Watson now that we've shown that Dotson can still play at a high level? Interesting question. Maybe they could get Dotson in there a little bit more. See. We'll see. I just think there's only so many balls to go around that I don't know if Dotson will ever be a focal point. I don't think a wide receiver 3 will ever be, effective in this Eagles offense when you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and someone like Saquon Barkley running the ball. You still got Dallas Goedert. There's so many weapons on this team that it's hard to get another guy touches. More is expected from Josh Allen because he is by far the most athletic quarterback to ever play. And yet he's never done anything. But yet, supposedly, according to the Philadelphia media hashtag, is that Jalen Hurts has to prove something to be on the same level as Josh Allen, which by far, when you come to playoff talk, is not true because Jalen Hurts has played in a Super Bowl. Josh Allen has not. I feel like Phil should react to videos. It will be entertaining. You'll have to give me a little tip on how you do that because I'll do some video reactions if you want me to. I love yours, Mitch, but, maybe I should start doing them at night. I just got to figure out the shared screen and stuff like that a little bit better. Schmidt's first few years with the Phillies were tough, and then he figured out the fan base. Yeah, well, I mean, I was born in 1980, so his beginning part of his career, his end of his career was a majority of what I knew. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson do not have super D. They have terrible D. I wouldn't say terrible. The Bengals aren't even in the playoffs, so who cares? Ravens' defense is good. The Bills' defense is good. The Chiefs' defense, I think, is underrated. It really is. Steve Spagnuolo is really, really good as a defensive coordinator. Same with Lamar. Exactly. Hurts has a all-star roster, so that has to be held against him. You have to criticize the guy, not you specifically, because he's got a great team built around him. He took a team-friendly contract. Bird's defense is solid. It's the number one defense in football, Uriah. Win by 10, I don't know. We'll see. I still think the Packers are a good football team, Uriah. Now, are they that good? I don't think so. But they're still a good team, so 10's pushing it. But I do think they win this game. I mentioned him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys are just catching up on each other. I'm behind on comments. You guys are really behind on them, too. Let's be real. With the playoffs, as short as they are, it was easy to be in a slump for the playoffs, and Schmidt came up small in the playoffs for years. Yeah, it's fair. Hurts is the best situation in the league. He needs to put 300+ and some tutties to get media off of him. I don't think it's necessary. Now, some of the media thinks that, but I don't. I don't think that's necessary. Smitty barely gets the ball. Y'all think that? Exact. Smitty barely is a target, and he's arguably a top 15 wide receiver in football, in theory. And you want Dotson to get the ball. Like that's why Dotson will never be a major aspect of this offense. And it's not a knock on Dotson. It's just you've got 2 top 15 wide receivers in football. There's also the Moore head coach interview request. Yeah, look, I hate it. It sucks. I truly think he's going to be a front runner for that Jacksonville job, Duck. I really do. He was a front runner for it before Doug Peterson. I think it was down to Doug Peterson and Kellen Moore, and they went Doug Peterson. So I think there's a strong chance he gets that. I don't think the Saints are a good fit. Look, I don't even think people want the Patriots job because of that, and the Raiders job as well. Help our boy out, Mitchie Poo. That's right. You want more? I mean, I reacted in tweets to one video, and I'm reacting to tweets with the tweet behind me in shorts. But yeah, teach me, young stallion. How to do it. How to be like Mitchie Poo. Share screen can't be like splitting the atom. Well, I could share a screen, but I don't know. I struggle with the audio on shared screens and stuff like that. And I'm not very multi-talented at like doing two things at once. But Mahomes and Chiefs have the backing of the ref mafia and the NFL front office Illuminati. That is 1,000% accurate. I hate that that's a thing, but it's a thing. I think Hurts is very good. But if I had radio show content is king, look, content is king. And look, we bash. You're not from Philly, but WIP, the number one radio show in Philadelphia for sports talk. Number two morning show, period, in Philadelphia. Everybody trashes their content all the time, but yet everybody still tunes in. They draw ratings numbers through the roof. And, you know what I was thinking with the WIP stuff, and I was going to save this for later in the show. It's like when WWE decided to start saying they weren't a wrestling company, they were an entertainment company. All WIP's got to do is say that they're not a sports channel anymore. They're an entertainment channel. And I would hate them a little bit less because at least they're admitting that they're more important things to them than sports talk. They're not a sports talk channel. Happy Friday to you, Judd. Hope you are well today. You still need to get the timing down with Dots as wide receiver 3 just to open up AJ and Smitty just in case they're, but you also got Dallas Goedert. You also got Saquon Barkley. There's a lot. Do we really want to see more orbit and bluff motion with Dotson being used like he was with Quez? Hell no. Okay, we don't want him to. Well, what was Quez's season like? I totally forgot about him. Phil's a skilled unit. Yeah, I'm a unit. I can only do one thing at a time. Hell, working the chat and talking is tough enough for me on a daily basis, K1. How do you want me to do 2 or 3 things at once? I don't know. I have a very small skill set, but that skill set I have slightly become a B-plus player in. Dotson on the cross and unders. Look, I don't know if Dotson really needs to be let loose after last week. I don't think Quez, Dotson really is going to ever have an opportunity to shine here, and that's fine. Dotson's here, we thought, to be a backup, to be a slot guy, but really to be a backup to AJ or Devontae. Now, when he needed to slide outside, he did not have a great season. But here we are 20 minutes into the show today almost, and we're talking about Jahan Dotson. We're not talking about some crazy-ass take because there's so many things to discuss about this Eagles-Packers game that, nobody else is doing because they just want to go with the click. They want to go for the clickbait content. And it's a shame. It's a shame because there is great narratives in this story this week. There's a lot of great, conversation pieces in this game. How's Cooper DeJean going to be in the slot against Jalen Reed? It's not Avonte Maddox. It's Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean, you got 2 rookie cornerbacks in their first playoff game. How are they going to handle the pressure of the playoffs? There's lots of questions that need to be answered. What's going to happen to Jalen Hurts when he takes that first pop? Are the Eagles even going to let him run the football? When you're coming off a bad concussion that made you miss 2.5 games, are you going to run the tush push this week? Are you going to take that risk? What are you going to do on 4th and 1 from the 35-yard line? Are you going to run a tush push? Or are you going to let Jake Elliott, who can't kick a field goal, kick a 52-yarder? Jake Elliott yesterday in practice missing 33-yard field goals. That is a huge story. Like it doesn't sound like it, but it's a huge story. Did Quez? I don't even know if Quez got off a practice squad. I don't even know whose practice squad he was on. I know Lamade Zaccheaus was making some plays this year, but not Quez Watkins. Yeah, you know that. I know that. I think Sirianni envisions Dotson differently when his say is weighed. I sure don't miss all those. Yeah, the bubble screens. Thank God we've run a lot less of them this year for sure. Analysis of the opponent. The Packers are a good football team. Their numbers say 6th best defense in football, 5th best offense in football. The problem is they're those numbers based off of some really weak opponents, hashtag. Like they beat the Titans. They beat the Carolina Panthers. They beat the Bears only once. They beat the 49ers, who have not been good this year. Like the Packers' opponents, the only good teams they faced, the Lions, the Vikings, and the Eagles, They lost all of them 5 times. That's what it is. Well, Spike can talk about the players trimming their nuts. We will talk sports and not make. Well, we're going to get into the Spike thing because that's obnoxiously stupid in a moment because this is not the dope of the week, but could be. Is this a one-side story? This is an inside joke. Well, not an inside joke because it's public knowledge. Supposedly, trending in the AM is a one-sided story. I don't let other people's opinions be heard. Supposedly. Because this is a clown show, Mitchie Poo. Right? Isn't that what it is? Isn't that what it is? I'm a clown show, a clown host, a one-sided show. That's it. But, people still watch, It is what it is. A lot more people, Mitchie Poo, watch this than other shows on YouTube, just so you know. Fire takes, Phil. Well, yeah. Mitch Poo is rooting hard for Texas. Is he? I don't know. I don't even know who Texas is playing right now. Is it Georgia? No. I don't even know. I don't really care. Like, maybe I would have watched 2 minutes of it if Penn State was in it, just because I used to be a fan, but not at all. Decoy wide receiver still slap. And that's what Christian Watson was. He was their decoy wide receiver who made some big plays for them. That's important that they lost their decoy. He opened up the middle, Watson, for Reed, for Wicks, for Kraft, for Josh Jacobs. He opened up the middle for everybody. Okay? And, Dobbs and whatnot. He's not there. The Green Bay Packers have left with Watson out 4 mediocre pass catchers, 4 solid B players. But without Watson there, are they lesser players? I don't know. A.J. Brown resting that left ankle injury he got from the Steelers. Number 42 executing a drag down tackle. Yeah, first off, thanks for the comment, Eric. Still, not enough's been said about the fact he's hurt because of a hip drop tackle that was supposed to be banned. And I don't know if this is true, but after that Steelers game, we did research, and there had not been one hip drop penalty called all season long. And somebody said it was just instituted to scare them away from doing it, and they were told not to call the flag. Well, pathetic. Now we got to worry about a knee and ankle for, A.J. Brown, when in reality we should. Hook 'em horns. Yeah, look. Yeah, whatever. Is that what it is? The hook 'em horns? That's a Texas thing, right? Example, Khalil Shakir may be a nobody wide receiver to cover, but 700-plus yards makes a dent. Absolutely. Absolutely. Having that guy that can stretch the field. But see, the thing is, the Eagles don't need that. A.J. Brown can stretch the field himself. Devontae Smith can do it themselves. That's all that's necessary. When you have 2 elite wide receivers, a third wide receiver is a luxury. It really is. I know we complained last year about Quez Watkins and in the slot, but is Quez Watkins any better or worse? Was he getting any more or less targets than Dotson? Not really, not much. How long ago was that tackle outlawed? The hip drop tackle was outlawed at the beginning of the season. It was the new rule entering the season. Personal foul, 15-yard penalty if you do a hip drop tackle. There was not one, as of the Pittsburgh Steelers game, there was not one penalty called on that play all year long. And now we're dealing with a banged-up A.J. Brown on what was supposed to be an illegal tackle that turns out is not an illegal tackle, but it is. Make sense. Look, the officiating, we know it's a problem. And, we got an officiating crew that is one of the most inconsistent referee crews in all of football, Brad Allen's crew, which was pulled from the playoffs last year for being so bad. But yet we get them. So I guarantee on Monday morning on this show, whether we win or lose, Eagles fans or Packers fans will be heavily criticizing the refs on why they lost the game. Just guaranteeing it's going to happen like that. I haven't seen a single hip drop penalty called in real time. Well, like I said, as of the Steelers week, there wasn't one called in real time. And that's a shame. You institute a rule. The NFL, all offseason long, no matter what part of football we're talking about, preaches we care about player safety so much. That's our number one thing. Yet, and they change the rules to protect everybody, K1. Yet, they don't. They make these rules, they talk about it, then they don't actually follow through with it. And that's something right there, right? Hook 'em. That's a secret symbol of the Illuminati. Yeah, maybe. Well, implementing 55-mile-an-hour speed limit doesn't stop any driving faster without enforcement regulations. Yeah. That first time I got my first speeding ticket, Duck, I became a grandma driver when I had that $200 ticket sitting in front of me. Never again. Never again. Well, I got one or two more since then, but not many. Is J. Zach member? What? Yeah, I don't know what that even is. Meanwhile, dudes get their face masks ripped off with no flag. I like to talk about K1 penalty-wise. It's not enforced quarterbacks, and you protect the quarterbacks. And I understand Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. But what's one of the things that they always talk about? You can't hit a quarterback in the helmet when you're trying to block a pass or go for a sack. You smack their head when they're in the pocket, that's a personal foul, right? How many times this year, while he's in the pocket, has Jalen Hurts been smacked in the head? I can count 7, 8, 9 times, I remember. How many of them were called personal fouls? 0. Patrick Mahomes, you blow in his face, you're getting a personal foul call. It's the lack of consistency with the officiating. And it's ruining football. It's ruining sports in general, except for golf, because there's no officials that get in the way of golf. That was all about Dak's ankle and Le'Veon's knee, I think. Probably. But still, if you're going to preach player safety, you got to follow through with it, Nooms. What's up, Stevie Fuentes? At least you got your name right here on this one, right? It's not Steven Fuentes. What's up? How are you today? Just so you guys know, he spelled his own name wrong on Fairway to Heaven in his little tag at the bottom of the screen that says his name. He spelled his name Steven Fuentes. So Stevie Fuentes is now Steven Fuentes. It's like when Steve Urkel became Stefan Urkel. Stevie Fuentes goes into a machine and comes out Steven Fuentes. They don't seem to call any of the roughing the quarterbacks for the Eagles. It doesn't matter who's back there. Yeah, exactly. Look, it's still shocking to me that the hit on Hurts that gave him the concussion was not fined. Yeah, it should have been a personal foul in my opinion. It wasn't. But the guy didn't even get fined for it. It's ridiculous. It's more icy here in Buffalo than that field in the Eagles Super Bowl. Oh, that sucks. I hate ice. I hate driving on ice. I do. Steve is a golf guy. Steve's the new third. He's the third wheel now on the Fairway to Heaven. Third wheel on Fairway to Heaven now this year. Well, we'll see if he. We'll see if we get Steve, or Steven next week. If we even have a golf tournament next week. Because thoughts out there to everyone in California. Next week, not next week, 2 weeks from now is when Genesis happens out there in Riviera, in LA, and the wildfires burning out there. Quite a few people that I have worked with and done guest spots on and had on my shows before. Quite a few Californians out there. Len Hochberg, one of them that I shout out to all of them out there. It's scary what's going on out there in California and LA. Really, really scary. I don't want to get the political side of it. I know there's a lot of politics being discussed with it, but damn, man. Can you just imagine fires just wiping out entire cities? I feel for everybody out there, even the millionaires and billionaires losing their homes. I feel for them because there's memories in those homes, and they're losing them. So it's a shame. If not for Bond, Trot, and Dean, how long did we have left until we give Vontae Burfict a call? The dirtiest guy in the world, right? That played linebacker, right? That's the Bengals dude, right? Yeah. Non-Caucasian ice is tough to drive on. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll call him Steve Bazudenhout. Yeah, Stevie Bazudenhout. I like that. Boo Zin Hoot. That's a golfer's name. He'll always be Bazudenhout to me. K1, even before you caught me saying it, Bazudenhout. He's always been Bazudenhout. Oh, we got one back. We were at 347. Then somebody that thinks it's the clown show probably unsubscribed and dropped me down to 346. And I got to 347 again. How about that? Come on, can we get to 350 by the end of the show? Can everybody click that share button once for me right now? Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. There's 19 people in YouTube right now. If everybody hit like, subscribe, and share that's in the YouTube group right now, we'd be at 350 before we know it. Please, guys, help me out and help Mitchie Poo out. He just wants to see 369. That's all he cares about. Then once we pass that, he'll say, how many to 4,769? Oh, what's up, Bruce Bryce Harper? Good morning to you. Hope you are well today. Maybe Jim Hoffa had a change. Oh, he did have a change of heart. But we already lost his. That was 2 days ago. We lost his subscriber. But he was in and out really, really quickly there. Nothing wrong with clown shows. Hey, look, this is a clown show, guys. And everybody that watches it must be a clown as well, right? Just saying that. I just hit that share button and the like button, too. Thank you very much, Bruce. Appreciate that. I do greatly. So, continuing on here with this Eagles conversation, what is the key to getting Jalen? Because I talked about it a little bit. I don't even know if I brought it up on this show or not. I did the research on what Jalen Hurts was like after missing a game in the regular season, what his next game back was like. And he had some mixed results in 2021. He missed a game. He came back against Washington week 14 and lit Washington up for 3 touchdowns and almost 300 yards passing, 40 rushing yards. Then he missed a game of rest, and he got blown out in that Bucs game in the playoffs. 2022, he missed 2 games in a row. Came back against the Giants in week 18, and he was okay. So you got to get Jalen Hurts into a rhythm quickly. And how do you do that? How do you get the rust knocked off of Jalen Hurts after missing the better parts of 3 games? 2 days of practice isn't going to do that. Okay? So what you got to do, Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni have to be focused on things that they're not normally focused on. They got to be focused on running the ball early, and they got to be focused on those quick plays. Quick passes, short passes, high percentage plays that are going to get his confidence back, get his momentum going. Now, I don't want him running the ball, but what gets his momentum going? A quick run that gains 7 or 8 yards. Those quick quarterback draws. Some up-tempo offense. Things that make him think less. It's very important for the Eagles to come out and get Jalen Hurts' confidence going quickly. Get his momentum going. Get him back in the rhythm of football. 3 weeks of missing football is a big deal. And instead of talking about what he's got to prove, people should be talking about how do we get the momentum back? How do we get him back in the zone? I think it's very important. I appreciate that, Bruce. I do. Thank you very much. Someone that you watch also. You think I am funny? You think I am a clown? Do I make you laugh? Ha ha. Yes, I love it. I love it. One of the best. 216 yards, no tuts. PFF below average grade on Dotson. Yeah, PFF sucks. You really are a funny guy. Funny guy. I love it. It's one of the greatest scenes in the world, right? One of the most quotable lines of all times, right? Funny guy. What do I amuse you? It's one of the most quotable lines. I feel Jalen, I could be a bit rusty to start. And that's what I'm talking. That's what my number one issue or concern or question or theory that has to be discussed for this game is how do you knock the rust off of Jalen Hurts? And you do that by calling simple plays. First play shouldn't be a low percentage bomb to A.J. Brown. While it might work, it also might not work. Then you're in 2nd and long. And then you run the ball with Saquon Barkley, then you're 3rd and 8. Then you got a quick 3 and out. The key is to knock that rust off with simplicity. In my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I would want, Bruce. Brad Allen referee team calls roughing the passer at a high percentage, and they rarely call offensive holding. Jalen Carter's going to get held all game with this ref crew. Worse than ever before, mister. I went over the stats the other day on that one. Duck might fold under question. He might. Duck does strike me as someone that would fold under questioning. I would be shocked even with this crew. We will get roughing the. Yeah, exactly. That quote made Joe Pesci. It might have made Joe Pesci. It's one of the best. Shout out to the person who predicted the Eagles to have below 10 wins on the season. Was that the other guy, Mitchie Poo? Was that the other guy? I was looking at my preseason record predictions for all the teams yesterday. Boy, was I wrong on so many of them. I had the Eagles at 11 or 12 wins. I forget now what it was. Yeah. It was not pleasant. Yeah, now go get your shine box. Billy Batts. Billy Batts, man, was a made man. You can't do that to Billy Batts, K1. Made men get away with that kind of stuff. He was not a made man. Billy Betts was. He was out of line. He deserved the repercussions that came out of, the killing of Billy Betts. And honestly, the other two were lucky to get away with it, too. Just saying. Just saying. You can't kill a made man without permission and a justifiable reason. Just plain and simple, right? I legit thought the Eagles would be 10-7 and have more of an early season struggle. Well, they did. I called 2-2 to start the year. And I was on this show week 5 during the bye telling everybody to relax. This is the way you expected it. New offense coordinator, new defensive coordinator. I predicted the first 4 games. Well, I predicted the first 8 games spot on correctly before the season started. I just didn't expect them to go on a 10-game winning streak. That was all I didn't see coming. I had the Eagles 11-12 wins. That's what I had as well. I was so wrong. We should be at 15. Look, we're 2 drop passes away from being 16-1. And when I tweeted that out semi-sarcastically, I was like, well, you could have been 2 drop passes away from being 10-7 and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I know. People take those guys. Look, Spike Eskin out there talking about, nether region hair trimming, and he gets praised. And when I call him out on social media for it, all his minions come at me. But me, I make one little joke about drop passes, and everyone calls me an idiot and a nitwit for not knowing football. And other people say I'm too positive. This is a one-sided show, this conversation. It is a great era to be an Eagles fan. I love that. I love that way you phrase it. It is great. I mean, every era is a great era to be an Eagles fan because, the Eagles are the best, and we're passionate Eagles fans. We bleed green. But it is a great era. And it has been a great era, honestly, for a while now, Rick, if we're really thinking about it. I mean, the Doug Peterson era wasn't a bad era either. He's hard to listen. You just shouldn't listen to him. And this is the problem. Everybody complains about him. And all the people on the radio. Yet everybody still tunes in. The ratings are getting better and better. It's very easy for people to turn the dial off and turn YouTube up, plug and play in your car. They're not, I want y'all to listen to this show. And I want everybody out there driving in, complaining about the morning shows on the radio to be listening to this on their way in. Sure, of course. But there's plenty other options in the morning, online, that are better. There's pre-recorded YouTubes. I did a spot. It'll drop later today on the Vet Alumni podcast. You can listen to the Vet Alumni podcast on the way in. You don't have to listen to the dial. Get the hell out of here. What wackadoos give? Look, there were a lot. Go on Twitter, Freddie, and look at the tweet I made about sharing out. And let's talk about it. For anybody that don't know, Spike Eskin 2 days ago, and I didn't see it till yesterday, had Sean Landeta, former Eagles punter, longtime NFL punter, on his show. And instead of talking football with him, asked about a rumor that Freddie Mitchell said on when he appeared on the show the day before about how Sean Landeta would go into the sauna in the locker room and shave his nether region hair in the sauna. And good for Sean Landeta. Called Spike Eskin out. Like, I should have known this is a TMZ radio show and not a sports talk show. He said, I know the Eagles are in the playoffs, and you'd rather talk about this false rumor. And then he called out Freddie Mitchell for making up a dumb rumor for a TMZ type, headline. Like, Sean Landeta, if you're out there and you want to talk sports, you are welcome on this channel and this show any morning you want. You will not get any TMZ level comments or questions. We'll talk football. Sean Landeta, anybody know Sean Landeta? Anybody got a link to him? Hit him up. This is the channel. You can come on and talk sports anytime you want. You don't got to go to Spike. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. And like I said, props to Sean Landeta for just throwing it right in his face that was a dumb thing to say and bring up. It's Eagles football week, playoffs, the wild card, and we're talking about shaving your groin area on the air. That's what you're bringing a former player on to talk about? It's ludicrous. It's idiotic. It's stupid. And everybody says they feel bad for Ike Reese. I don't, because Ike Reese could walk away. He could quit. He could call it out more. He just sits there uncomfortably and lets it be. It's ridiculous what they do. And on top of that, the amount of people that support Eskin blows my mind even more. Eskin does one good thing, Spike Eskin. He raises a lot of awareness and a lot of money for animal rescues and dog rescues out there. He does. And that side of him will always keep him from being totally trashed by me. But his sports work is horrible. It's awful. It's terrible. He should not be on the air if that's what he's. Or, like I said earlier, WIP should change from being a sports talk radio station to an entertainment station. If they started calling themselves entertainment, maybe I wouldn't care as much. But they're supposed to be about sports talk, not manscaping, okay? The Laurie era has been great to an Eagles fan as well, yeah. We are so spoiled right now. Literally, I think that's a great way to say it. Since the Laurie era started, for the most part, it's been a great era of football. What is up? Good morning, Jose. I don't know. Where's little Jimmy? Little Jimmy must have taken a little walk or something like that. I still find it funny when you call me Padre Philip. I really, really, truly do. Only thing the NFL fears is CTE lawsuits. Hurts was in concussion protocol for 2 weeks. Yeah, they let someone like Josh Allen pop right up when he clearly has one and go back out on the field. Laurie has helped usher in the greatest era of Eagles football so far, and it's going to stay that era for a long time. 17 preseason, I thought we'd be 9-7, but after I saw the road win in Carolina on 4 days rest, I switched to Super Bowl and never wavered. That's good. I like it. I predict the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, the Texans aren't going to be the team we beat, but yeah. I almost had him. Frankie, was he shaking? Yeah. You may fold under questioning. This is an intelligent conversation. The radio is rage bait for ratings. But see, the thing is, there are the Spike Eskin wannabe lovers and stuff. But I have 40 comments under it saying, I hate it. I never listened to it. It's too terrible. Why would anybody? But they draw ratings nonstop and more every month. Make it make sense. And I wouldn't say we're intelligent. I would never consider anything that comes out of my mouth, Freddie, intelligent whatsoever. Lots of parallels here, yeah, for sure. Bill, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think I do a good job. I think I could be better. I think I could be a lot better. But, if everybody hates them, why do they keep listening? How do we change people's habits of turning on that channel? I don't even turn the channel on. If I'm driving home from work one night and I want to listen to the Sixers or the Flyers or the Phillies on the way home from work, I go to XM Radio and I find it online and listen to it. I don't even listen to the games on the radio because I would never, ever give them that click, that listen, that ratings. Eskin needs to go away, kind of like, that friend up north, because it is difficult to put aside compensation money for something that long-lasting and not being able to, Eskin hides behind his microphone. He's got punk quality. He does. Who here feels Eagles Super Bowl this season? Hit that like and sub. There you go. But see, that would mean you're one side. Hold on. Mitchie Poo, what was it called? We are delusional, righteous Eagles fans. That was the title of somebody's show this week. Delusional, righteous delusional Eagles fans for feeling that this team's good. Just so you know, Doug, you qualify for the delusional, righteous Eagles fan, just like me, for running a one-sided show here. Eskin is just jealous because he doesn't have anything to shave that. Maybe. I don't know. If you are Eagles doubter, hit the like and sub. Yeah, exactly. That's all we want. We want likes and subs. I don't care if a Packers guy blows up my comments. I don't. I want it. Bring it on. And he was all into it until he wasn't into it anymore. Dude needs to track down Kid Chris and go back to doing that. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's doing shock jock radio, right? Well, that's entertainment. That's sports talk. Philadelphia wants sports talk. I guarantee you, it wouldn't be a short fix. But if one of the major channels, and I'm not just saying, I'm not, applying for myself. There are quality people with more experience than me that want to talk sports with the listeners. I bet you if you said, I don't care what happens for a year with the ratings, I'm going to give this person 3 years. We might take a step back in the ratings during this prime time listening area, mornings, afternoons, whatever. I'm going to give you 3 years no matter what. We're going to fall backwards for 1 year. But I guarantee you within 3 years, if you put a real quality sports talk team together that wants to discuss with the fans, there is and there is a group of it would grow. It would blow up. It would dominate if you had real sports talk. But no, that's not. 1079, 7 touchdowns ranked. I don't know who you're talking about there. Is that A.J. Brown? Yeah, well, he missed a bunch of games as well, A.J. Brown. Well, you could shit. Yeah. But A.J. Brown. Yes, I gotcha. Perham Schefter, Jets are playing a game in London next year. Good for them. Good for them. Doubt Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback of that team right there. Where is grew up a guy like Spike Eskin is referred to a. Yeah, absolutely. Leggett can't catch. Yeah, that's true. Ray Dinger got Tommy McDonald, had CTE. Did you know Donkey Lips? What? I don't know what that is. Once they let on the Josh Innes type, yeah. I remember the Josh. I got into a beef with him once a while ago on Twitter, saying we're glad he's not here, and he blew me up on that one. Yeah, well, I'm made for radio, not the screen, so I don't like eye contact, and I can't make eye contact with a camera up there when the comments are down here. How do you want me to make eye contact and read the screen and say, you're going to buy me, maybe if you bought me a big monitor and I could put the big monitor right next to the camera. When I put the camera down here, you complained because the screen shook all the time. I can't make you happy, K1. I don't even know why. You're a clown for listening to this clown show. Who wins? Vikings versus Rams in Phoenix. I got the Rams winning that game. Sorry, whether it's in Phoenix or LA, doesn't matter. We're going to go through the whole slate in a few minutes here for sure. Me and you, Mitchie Poo, we're on the same page here. Only reason I listened to Spike Eskin show on the drive home from work is because of Ike Reese. Well, you know what? Ike Reese is just as much to blame. Because if he thought the way we do and we think he thinks, well, then speak up to management. Speak up and be like, I can't do this with this nitwit anymore. This is ruining my reputation. But no, he accepts it because of the payday. So you know what? I love Ike Reese. Let me tell you something. I don't give him a pass for working with Spike Eskin. And yeah, Ty, look, I don't think Ty is awful. I just think Ty, how do I say this? That show thinks they're better than they are. But I honestly, I know it sounds bad. I would rather listen to Ty than Spike, honestly, at this point. I just don't listen to any of them. I don't. This question is for everyone in the chat. Do y'all get so pumped up game day you have to do something to burn the energy? I do housework I bang out so much housework before a game just to burn that energy, Jose. I have that energy right now because it's the playoffs, man. I still got a bitter taste from last year that I need to get out, and the Sixers suck and the Phillies aren't going to be nothing special. I don't want this season to end because then all we're going to have left is basketball. New Jersey doesn't deserve two NFL teams. They should move the Jets to the London for the next 4 seasons. Yeah, get them out of here, right? Trey Lance career projections. What is? I love and hate TMC. Hashtag Kelsey. Whatever you want to be called. The random comments that you put up in the middle of heated discussions. Like, where's Trey Lance predictions come anywhere into the conversation we're having today? And I hate it, but I love it. Like, the random things that must be going in your head right now. Phil, you never watched Salute Your Shorts? What? I don't even know what that is. No clue what that is. Until they get a real GM, Lance will have a mad career. Like, who cares? Who cares about it's Eagles, it's Packers, and that's almost as bad as talking about shaving nether regions. Matt LaFleur already complained to the refs about Eagles secondary. He said we pass interference a lot. Hey, look, when you've got an inconsistent referee crew like we are going to have in this game, the Brad Allen crew, mister, I don't hate Matt LaFleur doing that. A smart coach would. And Nick Sirianni should be making comments as well. They hold on every player or whatnot. Do what you got to do to sway anything in your advantage. That's just strategy to me. Now, after the game, if the refs blew it, that's fine. If the refs didn't have an impact on it, that's fine. Oh, work, Jose. Nothing better than a pizza shop. Yeah, exactly. Burn off that energy. Burn off that energy any way you can. That's what you got to do. He's not called Mad Chat. That's true. Fair point. That was one of his original names. It was TMC and Mad Chatter. Yeah, that's true. How about Atlanta saying they are comfortable with Cousins being quarterback 2 next season? That is the dumbest smokescreen. Everyone knows they're cutting him and eating the money. Yeah, look, we all knew Atlanta screwed up when they gave him the contract. We all knew they screwed up by drafting a rookie in the first round with like 10 picks, whatever. Atlanta is Atlanta. They're going to Atlanta all they can. Atlanta's just like the Raiders, the Raiders drafted Brock Bowers without a quarterback. The Falcons have been drafting skill position players for years. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, with no quarterback, with no defense, with no offensive line. Just terribly run franchise. Stopped watching the Flyers. I watched every game between 90 and 94, but this is different now. It's just a total waste of time. My eyes are open. Look, the Flyers, I tried to give them a few minutes last night while I was doing some recordings for some other stations, channels and stuff like that. And look, the Flyers are the Flyers. Their goal was to compete in 2026. It's 2025 now. It's not till next year that they care. So we're going to continue to watch mediocre, inconsistent Flyers hockey till they're ready to go all in on the team. Your best player is 19 years old. How much can you expect consistency from that? Who cares? Who cares? Penix has got Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson. He's got plenty of weapons there. Watching Flyers and Sixers right now is a slog. Like, I feel bad for my boy Brian. He was at the game on Wednesday night. Joel Embiid out again tonight already. But don't worry, Paul George. I did put up on Twitter this week all of Paul George's stats versus Tobias Harris stats. One makes $27 million more than the other. Who would you prefer? Just throwing that out there. Jarrett McCain, officially they ruled him out for the rest of the season as well. Penix was a good pick because Atlanta knew Cousins was cooked. Then why'd they give him $400 million or whatever it was? Atlanta had the right idea. Let Cousins be the veteran so they could slow burn the rookie quarterback. Problem is, look, they overpaid him. Man, I don't know what the contract's like, but it was like a 4-year deal with a lot of guaranteed money. Look, more power to Cousins. Kirk Cousins is one of those guys. I think when it's all said and done, Kirk Cousins is going to have made close to $500 million in the NFL if this is his last contract. It's not going to be his last contract, probably. So Kirk Cousins, dude, I have nothing wrong with Kirk Cousins might not be a quality quarterback. He might not be a playoff big game quarterback, but that guy took average talent and turned it into $500 million. So you know what? We should all be as smart as Kirk Cousins. That's all I'm saying. Lucky because they are good wide receiver tight end coming. Yeah. And the Maxey gunning. Look, Tyrese Maxey, I forget who said this. Either it was on Twitter or on this show. Somebody said recently, is the drama between Joel Embiid, Paul George, everything that's going on with the Sixers right now, is that why Tyrese Maxey's hitting that sophomore slump in his 4th year, 5th year, whatever it is? Like, is all the outside drama affecting young, happy, smiley Tyrese Maxey? And I think there's a conversation to be had there, that the drama is affecting Maxey. Maxey's a young kid. He's only like 23 years old now. People forget how young he is. But I think all the outside noise is just, I don't want to say it's taking his love of the game away, but there might be something to that right there. Cousins has made the most money with limited talent. He should be CFO of it. Yeah, look, dude, more power to him, right? Mister, do you hate a guy for having average talent, but somehow finagling his way to $500 million? I don't. My secret favorite, well, good for you. I told y'all to trade Embiid last season. Everyone said, yeah, you were crazy. And you know what? Now, the little he's playing is playing for another team. He's showcasing himself. I really, truly believe that, K1. And someone's going to trade for him. But you're going to get 2 first-round picks max for him now. And good old salary filler, and that's it. Sam Cousins will be the highest-paid quarterback ever in the NFL. He makes the bag, then makes the bag. Yeah, it's crazy, honestly. The Kirk Cousins story, it's something. He could buy a lot with the money he's made, for sure. He could buy 10% of the Eagles with the money he's made. They are too busy dealing with organizational and vet player BS to develop Maxey, which is a shame. Yeah. Cousins and Sammy Sleeves must have the same agent. Dude, I don't hate any player for finding a way to make a bag with minimal talent. Like, good for you, right? Good for you. No, like really good for you, right, Big O? Like we all wish. We all wish. I'm trying to sell my pizza shop. Someone comes in and offers me $10 million for it. It ain't worth a percent of that. But you know what? I would take it. I'd be happy. Fine, yeah. The Ryan Fitz magic. That dude made money off of being mediocre backup and a cool beard and walking and dancing like prime Conor McGregor. And now he's on TV. Well, at least he was. I don't know if he still is. He should run a contract negotiation seminar. I would pay for it. Yeah, I would. It'd be like going to see, one of those motivational speakers like Tony Robbins. Sure. Cousin needs every dollar for them kids, his wife, and he keep popping out. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If Sixers are just going through regular season motions and think they can turn it on, I will bite, but it ain't looking. No. Dude, the Sixers are going to be a play-in round team maximum, and they're going to lose in the play-in round. The Sixers are done. There's zero confidence in the Sixers, Nooms. Nothing. And anytime we have a Sixers conversation the rest of this season, it's not going to be positive. It's going to be negative. We all know what Cousins is doing when not playing football. Yeah, he's, I wonder if Spike Eskin wants to ask him if he shaves his nether regions, and that's why his wife keeps, hitting that and all. They prey on valuable crap franchises like Falcon, Jim. Phil looks like I don't know about that. I don't know if Fitzmagic has a receding hairline like I do, because that hairline right there, man, it's back to here now. I'm finally starting to look like my dad with the hairline. I hate to say it. I avoided it as long as possible, but the hairline is starting to show like my dad. Fitzmagic is making more money now as a commentator in commercials than as a player. I don't know about that. He got some big paychecks as a player. Maybe the commercials are paying him. I bet you deep down inside Fitzpatrick's like, I don't want to look like this. I don't want to act like this, but it's paying the bills and it's setting my family up for a long time. I wonder if there's any of that in there, at all. Wear your Jedi hood, yeah. I know you guys like me looking like a Jedi. Look, I love hoodies. I love having a hoodie pulled up over my head. Something about it's like people like to be wrapped in a blanket. I like my hoodie pulled up. I do. Fitzmagic has a beautiful head of hair. I really got to work on the beard game this year. Got to work on like oiling it and brushing it better, making it look better. I know you guys can't see it from the distance we are, but it looks really shaggy sometimes. I really got to work on my beard grooming. You still got some hair, Phil. You're a growing boy. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I appreciate that. Look, if I grew it out, it would hide the hairline a little bit. I don't have the patience to grow it out. And honestly, I hate longer hair anyway. Liam thinks it's lovely. Does Liam think anything? Does Liam even know who I am anymore? Did Liam forget about his boy that reinvented that channel? Now they're all doing stuff over there. Liam, forget about me. Anyway, guys, it's the 9 o'clock hour. We're hitting the 1 hour mark. This is Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network. Again, ask y'all again, like, subscribe, and share. Let's go, guys. Let's get this going here. The final half hour, we'll get our predictions on. I'm going to predict the other games as well here in a moment. And you already stole my Spike Eskin portion. Dope of the week, dope of the month, dope of the year. I think Vegas is pulling the wool over everyone's eyes and having the Eagles at minus 4.5 with Jalen back. That's a sucker's bet. I see a double-digit win. I know a lot of people see double-digit wins. I don't know about double digits. But I do see the Eagles covering that spread fairly easily. Fitzmagic is a Harvard grad and has the highest Wonderlic score ever, near perfect, so I don't think he cares. Yeah, dude, exactly. I forgot about that. I forgot he was a Harvard grad. I forgot about the Wonderlic score, but yeah. Manscaped for the face. There is a beard thing. I reached out if they wanted to sponsor once a long time ago. Never heard back from them. But if you know a beard company that would sponsor me, reach out to them and tell them, hit me up. Forgets he has a channel of his own, so I don't think it's exactly. I reinvented. I got everybody's love of doing the show over there going again. And then as soon as I left, it all fell to pieces, right? Did you know Fitzpatrick had the highest Wonderlic score ever? Yeah. He is a genius, which is cool. I don't know. I don't know if he does or not. Lots of other streams, Packers predictions. Phil should be reacting. Maybe. What do I got? That's inappropriate, probably, right? Harvard grad in the NFL is already a unicorn. Yeah, that is. All right, let's look at the other games this week before I give you my Eagles-Packers prediction. First and foremost, first game on Saturday, Chargers in Texas to play the Houston Texans. Chargers are 3-point favorites. I'm going to shock you guys here. Not only am I taking the Texans to cover the 3-point spread, I'm taking the Texans to win that game outright. Outright. I have no that's just because I have this deep down dislike of Justin Herbert hype. He's never done it in the playoffs, and I think he falls short again. The Texans will then lose next week to whoever they face. But I got the Texans beating the Chargers because year one under John Harbaugh is going to come to an end, or Jim Harbaugh, this weekend. That's the 4 o'clock game, 4:30 game. 8 o'clock game, Steelers versus the Ravens in Baltimore. Baltimore now is up to a 9.5-point favorite in that game. Let me tell you something. I got the Ravens winning that game. I do. I do not have the Ravens covering and winning by basically a 9.5 spread means they got to win by 10 points. Look, I think the Ravens are head and shoulders better than the Steelers, but I don't think the Steelers go down that easily against the Ravens in the playoffs. I got the Ravens winning, but not covering the spread in that game. So I got Texans outright, and then I got the Ravens, but not with the points. Just so you know, they're the first 2 games. Texas will win by 10. Oh, that's a bold prediction. I like that. I don't know how important the Wonderlic score is. Carson Wentz had a high score, and Megdad was a low score. Yeah, I don't know much about even what the test does. There's no way Texans win that game with the amount of injuries they suffered. I don't know. I think a lot of it, Eagles fan, is that I am just so anti-Justin Herbert. So that's influencing me for sure. Ravens will win and not covering. I agree 1,000% on that. I think Herbert and McConkey will outplay Stroud and Nico Collins. Harbaugh will be the X factor. Maybe. I hope not, but maybe. If the Chargers win that game, then I can no longer say, well, Justin Herbert's never won a playoff game. So I'm hoping I can keep that going this weekend. Texans have been leaking oil for a while. They've been leaking oil all year long. Chargers win. I hope not. Chargers play the Texans in Houston. Steelers are running on fumes. I agree, but I still think they keep it closer than 10. I don't think they're going to lose by double digits. I can see the Ravens winning by 7, 6, 8, something like that. Imagine Eagles wide receivers with Herbert. Herbert would still come up small in the big moments. Ravens romp, maybe. Steelers and Ravens will always low-scoring field goal fest. Exactly. That's why I'm thinking that way. All right, let's get to the first game on Sunday. Broncos going to TMC's Buffalo Bills. Bills are 8-point favorites right now. Bo Nix, guys, I love the story. He should be the offensive rookie of the year, in my opinion. But Buffalo wins this game. 8 points is a lot. I see. As I'm saying it, you ask it. I find it. I'm torn on this, Al. I'm so torn on this. I can see Buffalo winning by 20. I can also see Buffalo escaping with a 3-point win. And I just don't know which way to predict. I don't. Denver has had upsets in the playoffs before. Remember Tim Tebow against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Demaryius Thomas, what was it, like an 80-yard touchdown pass over the middle in overtime. I can see that happening. I'm going to say Buffalo wins, but does not cover. I think the Broncos cover it. I'll take Broncos +7 or +8, but Buffalo wins the game. That's what I'm going to stick to. It's going to be a close game. Comes down to the wire. I think it will be an upset. Broncos by 7. Broncos not just covering, but winning outright. Outright. Love it. I would love to see that. I would. I mean, sorry, TMC. We want to see you go down. It's Eagles versus Chargers in the Super Bowl. Wow. That's bold, mister. That's bold prediction right there. Should Bills play starters or rest them? Go for it. You knock yourself out. I can see the Bills choking again. Look, that's what Josh Allen does, right? You know, he puts up big numbers, but his team chokes. If there's an upset looming this weekend, could it be Bills or, well, the Lions aren't playing this weekend, so can't be them. Sean McDermott special, yeah. Sean McDermott, if they lose to the Broncos this week, Sean McDermott will be fired on Monday morning for sure. Forget you, Corte. We're all upsetting him right now. Obviously, we'll get to the Eagles prediction in a minute, but the Sunday night game is Washington going to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 3-point favorites, which I actually like that line a lot. I think it's a fair line. Todd Bowles has been great against young rookie first-time playoff quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts. I actually think the Buccaneers win this game. They cover the 3 points. I got Buccaneers -3 in that game. No way, Jose. Yeah. We're all piling on TMZ right now. I know. I love it. Lions will this weekend with an easy run. Yeah. Yeah, I caught that. Lions are next week. Yeah, Lions are on the bye. They earned that bye. Good. So yeah. Kelsey. Yeah. Imagine Eagles wide receivers with Herbert, and they still don't win anything. Exactly. Exactly how I feel it would go down as well. I think my mouse battery is dying here. It's not moving as well. My friend, a Steelers fan, called them the worst 10-3 team ever. He wasn't wrong, but the 14 Eagles were the worst 9-3 team ever after Foles went down. That's all fair points. All fair points right there. Bucks cover. I agree, K1. It's not that I don't like Washington. It's just something about Todd Bowles against young quarterbacks. He knows how to design defenses to stop them. They're the best. So where Noom's saying the worst 10-3 team, worst 9-3 team, whatnot. Tampa Bay might be the best 10-7 team in football because they beat the good teams, but then they lose to the bad teams. So I think the Bucks win this week, and then they'll lose next week. But I think the Bucks win this week. Baker Mayfield season, yeah. It Hurts needs to throw the ball, beat the Rams. They tough. Well, we're not playing the Rams this week, so yeah. Packers easy prey. All right, so the final game before we get to the Eagles prediction, Monday Night Football, Vikings at Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles game has been moved to Arizona for the game because of the wildfires and the fire spread throughout California right now. Vikings are 2.5-point favorites in this game. I got the Rams winning this game outright. Sorry, Sam Darnold. Sorry, Minnesota fans. Trying to think. I had one friend from cruise ship stays from Minnesota. I forget. I don't even remember. Matthew. Unfortunately, I got the Rams taking care of business, winning that game no matter where it's played. I think the Rams win. I think the Rams are the better team. I predicted Rams as a sleeper this year at the beginning of the season. I had them winning 10 games this year and in the playoffs. I think I had them as the 5 or 6 seed going into the playoffs. So I got the Rams in that game. Did the Commies play the Bucks this season? I don't know if they did or not. I haven't even looked. So Rams will win outright. Absolutely. Absolutely agree with you 100%. 100% agree Rams win outright against the Commanders. It's not a knock on the Commanders. Not at all. It's just I think the Rams are a better team than people realize. They got a Super Bowl winning quarterback. They got great wide receiver play. They got a strong defense. Not as good as it used to be, but still a strong defense. They're well coached. Sean McVay's got a lot of experience. I like them this week. Are they playing in a dome Monday? They are playing in Arizona. Whatever the Arizona Cardinal Stadium is, I don't think it's a dome, is it? They moved the game from L.A. to the dome or to the stadium in Arizona. Vikings are frauds. I don't know if I'd say they're frauds. How can you be 14-3 and be a fraud? But I think they're. I don't know how to say it. I just don't disagree. I don't think they're a fraud per se. They're just not 14-3. They're a very good team that has overachieved massively. And the Rams have underachieved, and I think the underachieving team will come out on top. Vikes, not the Commies, against the Rams. Yeah, the Rams are playing the Vikings, yeah. Dang, no respect for the 14-3 team. Yeah, no respect. None whatsoever. I like Hurts. Rooting for him, Mista, but not against Jaden. Throw the ball. Whatever. Washington was a cute story. It's a cute story. Look, they're building something. And I hate their owner. But they're building something there in Washington. It's just not yet. How many rookie quarterbacks win in the playoffs, in their first game? It's retractable in Arizona? Okay, gotcha. Herman's voice. That's why you play the game. You play to win the game. That's why you play to win the game. Mitch Koffisk is right. Look at the schedule. Sam Darnold. He said, yeah. Sam Darnold versus Baker Mayfield in the NFC Championship game. Is there a way that happens? Phil, listen, throw the ball. No. Not when you've got a 2,000-yard running back. No. All right, so let's get to the Eagles game. We got about 15 minutes left in this show. We haven't given any Eagles predictions today. I know a lot of people keep saying win by double digits. I don't think they win by double digits. I think they cover the 4.5-point spread. I wrote down a lot of scores, and I keep run the damn ball. Everybody complains when the Eagles have a running back and they don't run the ball. The Eagles have a running back and they run the ball, and they're complaining they don't throw the ball, right, Mitch? Like, I don't get the complaining about running the football, which is what you're good at. If any team that had a bad game the last week of the season, it was good to get it out of the way. That's true. That's a fair point. Fair point. Who will win? Who will have a breakout game on D and offense? For the Eagles, breakout game? Jalen Hurts, maybe. Maybe. Defense, the rookie cornerbacks for the Eagles will break out. I could see an interception from Quinn or Coop getting their interceptions out of the way. Darnold is what Darnold is. He has a show. Has Darnold, what kind of a contract has Sam Darnold earned? I don't even know. Delusional. Well, I'm supposedly a delusional one-sided guy, right? Still stuck. Yeah, I know, because, nobody loves me. Nobody loves what I do. Nobody loves the hard work I put in. Nobody cares about Phil. You know what? There's no shows. I'm going to cancel this whole thing right now. Because I'm just so depressed that you guys don't care. Yeah, something like that, right? Well, you got to do some work. You got to find some more people. Darnold's a free agent at the end of the season. Yeah, what kind of contract has he earned? 23 more subscribers. Yeah, just to that plateau for you. Eagles ticket price is 175% higher than the rest of the league. Really? That's crazy. Well, because we're the most passionate fans. We are. So what's going to happen on Sunday? I think the Eagles are coming out a little rusty because of Jalen missing time. I think they're going to try to get him rolling early. I see the defense playing well. I'm going to go. I wrote down like 5 scores. Normally I write down 4. I wrote down 5 scores this week. And I feel like it's going to be a little lower scoring than people realize. Well, I don't even know what the over-under is on the game. Let me see. Over-under is at 45.5. Wow. So maybe I actually bet the over then with my prediction here. The indigenous people of America are petitioning to bring back the Redskins logo. Josh Harris strikes again. Josh Harris sucks. I hate Josh Harris. Q needs to be locked in, remind himself that he's freaking good. He will be. I fully expect him to be. Laurie has to buy his wife another fur coat. Is that what it is? What's next for the game, sober or hammered? Well, I don't know if I'll be hammered. I don't know. After the cruise, I was like, I need a little detox. Take a few days off of drinking because I drank too much on the cruise. But now I'm like 6 days into no drinking, and see, dry January. Maybe I make it through the rest of January dry. I don't know. We'll see. But snacks, I don't know what's going to be the snacks. That's too far from now. Do you yell at the TV all the time? All the time. They don't bring back skins. They won't. I don't know if they will or not. I don't know. All right, I got the Eagles winning 27-20 on Sunday. I do. I think Saquon Barkley is going to rush for over 100 yards. Jalen Hurts will throw for about 200. 1 touchdown. 2 touchdowns maybe for Saquon Barkley. That's how I see it playing out. I see big games from Nolan Smith, Cooper DeJean, Saquon Barkley. That's how I see it. And even though I say 27-20, I don't think it'll be that close. I think the Eagles will be up 27-14, 27-17. The Packers will score late to get it under that 10-point prediction. Maybe they even have the chance to tie it late in the game, but then the defense comes up big. That's how I see it playing out. What did you drink? So I drank a lot of different things. Mojitos during the day, martinis, but there was only one bar on the ship. They did a toasted marshmallow old-fashioned. It was an old-fashioned with a little bit of marshmallow syrup in it and cocoa bitters instead of the regular bitters. It was freaking amazing. I was drinking 4 or 5 of them a night at that bar when I could get a seat at that bar. And that was the last drink I had. Saturday night before we went to bed, I had 2 toasted marshmallow old-fashions, and then I went to bed. I haven't had a drink since. They packed the vet when they were god-awful. Yeah, absolutely. Eagles 27. So I see it being 27-17 and maybe a late score. They're like, we're on the 30-yard line. Let's just kick the field goal, try to get the onside kick. And then that's the end of the score. But I can see 27-17. I wrote down 24-17 as one of the options. I can see that as well. You should do a watch party for the game. I don't know. It's very hard to do a watch party when you got 4 dogs upstairs. And when I do a watch party, when I watch the game at home on Sundays, the wife's working. So I have to watch the dogs and watch the game. So my studio's down here in the basement. The dogs are all upstairs. It's hard for me to do that. They bark, they scream. I don't know. I would love to. I really, really would love to. I just don't know if I could do it and take enough breaks to check on the dogs. We never get those 27-20 type scores anymore. Yeah, it's true. With Jake Elliott missing kicks, how many times did they even kick a field goal? How many times did they kick extra points in the game? And that's fair, K1. Very fair. Any garbage points baked in there? I think there's some garbage points baked in. Lori Wife didn't fall in love with him because he's a billionaire. He was so sweet and funny to her. Right. No girl falls in love with a billionaire for his charm, right? That's the story. I know the family. Money didn't hurt. There you go. So I haven't gotten too many predictions from you guys. She knew who he was when he was in the restaurant. Yeah. Everybody knows who every billionaire is when they're around, right? Honestly, there's not too many billionaires that could walk right in front of me right now that I would know they're a billionaire. Honestly, I wouldn't. Wouldn't know them. Just call it break stream. Yeah, I mean, I could come up with a graphic, be right back on break or whatever. But I don't know. I've thought about it. I want to do it. I just don't know. I don't know. I watch game. It's tough. It's tough. If I had a different situation, I would definitely do it. That must be the story that she's selling. Yeah, exactly. The Washington KGP. Yeah. Today is called Quitters Day, which falls the second Friday in January for all those that made a New Year's resolution. Good luck. Don't stop. Just want to throw that there. Look, I'm not going to say I'm never going to drink again. I'm going to drink again. I enjoy drinking. I did realize this week of not drinking that I have a drinking problem, not an alcohol problem. My thing is I only really drink at night before I go to bed. And I haven't drank this week, Jose, but I'm making myself a cup of tea. I have to have a cup of something in my hand at night when I'm watching TV. Because even though I didn't eat the tea last night, I made myself a cup of tea for the 30 minutes before I went to bed. So I had to have something in my hand. So just throwing that out there. Look, just trying to detox a little bit. My goal for 2025 personally is to get healthy. And I'm working damn hard on that right now. I haven't even had a soda yet since I got home from vacation. I've had no soda, no alcohol for, what's that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today will be my 6th day of no coffee, or no soda, and no alcohol for me. Do first half to get subs, bro. Maybe. I'll think about it. I don't know, but I'll think about it. What do we got going on? I'll be at the game freezing certain body parts. Oh, good for you. I'm jealous, but also not jealous because it'll be a great atmosphere, but it's also going to be cold as bleep it a bleep. Phil, you get up offer? What? Phil, you get up offer? I don't know what that means. Will Duck be sitting on FTN podcast for the win? Yeah, I like that. Phil, you get up. I still don't know what Phil, you get up offer means. Too old, too poor. Watch on the TV. Yeah, exactly. It's much better. 20 likes and Phil will do a watch party. If we get to 369 subscribers by Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Get me to 369 Sunday, 10 a.m. I'll do a watch party for the first half. Get me to 500 by 10 a.m. and I'll do the whole game. There we go. Often. I don't know what you're saying. Temp at game time, it's going to be cold. I don't know how cold, but it's going to be cold. Crap, I might, and that is a great name. Time for the win. I like it. It's a good name. Guys, time to get ready for the wrap-up process. Final 5 minutes here. Final thoughts, guys. Any final thoughts you got? You dump them out now. This is the time. If you want to give one last, crucify Spike Eskin for being a numbnuts. One more time. If you want to call me the clown show, one more time. You got 5 minutes to do it here. That's what it is. 369 subscribers. It's the wrap-up process. Mitchie Poo. It is. I might just steal that. Yeah, go for it. We're here to help each other, right? At night, do you get up often? Oh, that. When I drink a lot, yeah, I'll get up to pee in the middle of the night, but that's it. I haven't gotten up once in the night this week with no alcohol in my system. So there you go on that. Look, at night. So you didn't say at night. You said, do you get up often? I don't know what that means. Hurts 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Cool. I like that. Just shared. I appreciate that. Let's go. 369 by 10 a.m. Sunday morning. I will do a first half watch party. 500 by 10 a.m. I'll do a whole show watch party. I'll just come up with a graphic for break times to go check on the dogs. That's what I'll do. Barkley 125 and a touchdown. I like it. I see this definitely happening. Barkley's going to run wild all over the Green Bay Packers. Barkley mania, running wild all over the playoffs. A wise man once told me the definition of a successful man is one that makes more money than his wife can spend. Yeah, I like that. I hope so. I don't know if it'll be Q or Coop. Somebody's going to get an interception late in the game. I thought Sandman meant quitting a job. Okay. That is truly a wise man. Absolutely, absolutely. Barkley is going to running, making for not going for the record. Yeah, I really do buy into this. I do. That Barkley didn't get it. So the theory is, if you don't go for the record, you better win the Super Bowl, right? Well, Barkley thinks that. Okay. Barkley wants that Super Bowl since he didn't get the record. Well, Barkley might not get the record. He might not get the MVP. But what would it be like if Barkley's standing on the stage on February 9th hoisting the Super Bowl MVP trophy? That's just as good as the record, right? So Barkley is motivated. 100%. Kenny Gainwell kickoff return. We didn't talk about it, but Jahan Dotson as a punt returner would be a good idea. Was it Kenny Gainwell? Who returned kicks on Sunday in week 18? Whoever it was had a couple good returns. Was it Isaiah Rodgers that did it? Whoever was returning kicks on Sunday had a couple really good returns, and it kind of intrigued me to see more of it. Eagles, according to Steve, says 31-21. Go Birds. Let's go. I like it. I like it, Steven Fuentes. Big Al, if you missed it, it's now Steven Fuentes, not Stevie or Steve. Steven. He went to his machine. He became Safan Urkel. He's Steven Fuentes now. Boo Ohio State. Yeah, who cares, right? I don't care about college sports. Just get DeJean off returns. We need a cornerback more. Absolutely agree. And look, John Dotson did good. He had 2 really nice punt returns on Sunday against the Giants, all right, but still had 2 nice punt returns. So I'd be good with that. I'd be good putting Dotson back there to return punts. Then you're not risking your starting slot corner. Just remember, if Cooper DeJean goes down, what happens next? Avonte Maddox. We don't want him there. Waldo, Geraldo, Faldo. What? Say who? Say what? Penn State blew it. They had that game. Watched 3 seconds of it, and that's it. Done. Out on that. Who cares about Penn State? Unless you're a Penn State graduate, who cares about Penn State? As I said in the earlier part of the show, pedo state, right? It also helps Dotson get playing time and tape. Yeah, it also helps, Dotson feel involved in the game, maybe. Is that the way it is? Get him in the rhythm of the game a little bit? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We started with it, and we're ending with it, right, K1? Is that what it is? Start and end in the same place, right? I didn't even watch 69 seconds of the game last night. Yeah. I mean, you should have watched exactly 69 seconds of the game and then cut it off. Let us not forget crazy Uncle Jerry. Yeah, we're not even going to go there. We're not. Someone comment something other than Penn State so I can end the stream, please, so I can get off this and get to work today. It's Friday. It's a pizza shop. The 2024-25 Eagles are in different mindset this season. They're locked into a point that they are blocking out all the BS. They are already 34-12. Absolutely agree with that. Love it. It's definitely agree with this, Jose. Steven, yes, Steven. So Fairway to Heaven on Tuesday Night Golf, Al, he in his bottom little thing where you put your name, he spelled his own name wrong and spelled it Steven. So he is forever known as Steven Fuentes from here on out. So you gotta remember that anytime you see him, say, "Hey, Steven, Eagles Super Bowl win this season. Let's go, Duck." I guarantee you one thing: if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, there will be no trending in the AM the next day because I'll be live on this screen cheering on. We'll be watching the celebration on this screen. We'll be doing a live celebration watch party if the Eagles win the Super Bowl. Let me tell you something. We will go live late into the night. I might close the next day. Ohio State, whatever. Since golf is professional, I add at the end of my name. Oh, now you're making excuses. Dude, Steve, I was sweating a Nick Taylor first-round leaderboard bet last night instead of watching Penn State football. and then he bogeys late in the game. And that's why I don't bet first-round leaders, because of Nick Taylor yesterday. I don't like violence, Phil. I'm a businessman. Blood's expensive. That's a good quote. Wigs are priced to fit every budget. Yeah, Maurice wigs. I love it. And then his wig comes right off, right? Stop. Let's not talk about that. Go Birds. That's right. Bubbles up. Yeah. Guys, we got to end the show right there. Eagles 27-20. That is my final prediction. You heard it here first. Duck said it. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're winning the Super Bowl, guys. 369 subscribers by 10 a.m. Sunday. We get a live watch party. My government name is Steven. Oh, no. Yeah, that's true. Guys, with that being said, it's time to hit that wrap-up process. It's time to end the stream. It's time to do this. This is what we do. We close the book when the show's over, and we say, go Birds! And we say, bubbles up.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep.